Could there be backstage heat on Charlotte Flair? We'll take a look at what's happened. Elsewhere, a couple of ex-WWE champions have returned at a live event, and Chris Bay has made an appearance at a benefit show. Great to see him back. It's all in the wrestling news. Hello everybody, it's Jack and Ross here with the wrestling news on this fine Monday morning.
It's a fine Monday morning.
The sun's out a bit.
A little bit cold,
But it's all right though. One thing that might be cold is the atmosphere backstage at WWE SmackDown, or maybe not. We'll have a little talk about it. This is because Nia Jax has been active on Twitter /X recently, retweeting and replying to several posts online that have an anti-Charlotte Flair sentiment, suggesting that there might be some issues lingering between the two.
So a Twitter user accused Charlotte of being, and I quote, too selfish in her segment on SmackDown with Tiffany Stratton, something that Nia Jax retweeted. I thought that maybe Charlotte Flair went off the script and Tiffany Stratton stuck to the script, and she looked like a muppet because of it.
We're talking about the split screen interview kind of segment where they were sort of talking over each other a bit, but I'd have to watch it back. But maybe it is Charlotte talking over Tiffy more than it is Tiffy.
It felt like a couple
of
times that Charlotte like ad-libbed and Tiffy was like, oh, do I do this as well, or do I just stick to what I've been told to say? And she stuck to what she was told to say. And I thought she came up looking worse because of it.
Also, Nia Jax retweeted another fan who said that Charlotte Flair was likely to squash both Tiffany and Nia in a triple threat after Jax described Stratton as young, hot, and gonna lose to an old lady.
Lol. On top of this, when asked where she be related to another fan, by another fan, Jax replied, catering.
Has she not been gone that long? She's been off TV for about 3 weeks.
2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah, she was just in the title picture.
Yeah, if I'm putting money on this, I reckon it's a load of nothing. I think Nia Jax is the sort of gal who would just see these rumours circulating on Twitter and go, let's just have some fun. Possibly. I'm Nia Jax, I don't care. I'm the wrestling auntie.
Yeah, she has been silly before on Twitter in the past, hasn't she? Like a bit of a troll, stirring up trouble here and there. It could be legit. We really don't know. There's no way of telling. We'll just have to see if anything else crops up along this bumpy road to WrestleMania.
It's a very flat road to WrestleMania. I'm not. They say at the start of SmackDown, it's a month to go, and it doesn't feel like a month to go. It feels like several months to go. But I go back to Charlotte Flair and Nia Jax having that shoot fight on Raw a little while ago, and it just nothing came of that either, did they? We all thought there was issues there. Then they'd had a match subsequently, didn't they? And it was all fine. I don't know.
I don't know either. The only other thing, and I'm not suggesting that this is the case or anything, but this is another possibility, is that maybe other wrestlers thought what you thought about Charlotte and Tiffany and her stepping over and treading on her toes and stuff in that segment, and maybe Nia's just had enough when she saw that, and it's brought up some old issues. But I think your suggestion there's very likely too, that it's just two wrestlers messing about.
Yeah, and they're working into an angle on TV in the build of WrestleMania when all go, oh my goodness me, we've been got again.
Quite possibly. We had two former champions getting back in the ring over the weekend at live events. First of all, at WWE's live event in Belfast, it was the scene of the in-ring return of Sheamus, who made his first appearance since the Rumble last month. I didn't even realise he'd been gone that long. No.
He had 2 matches over the weekend, so he did.
Fair play. He challenged Bron Breakker for the IC title and was proved unsuccessful on that occasion, sadly. Imagine that in Belfast. They'd gone mad for it. The IC title will, of course, still be on Sheamus's radar because it is, as we all know, the only major title he hasn't won in WWE. In a social media post, he also declared that this was the beginning of his road to WrestleMania.
The other one is an interesting one because it's Julia of NXT, who, of course, had to drop the NXT Women's Championship because of apparent injuries that she's been working through. But she appeared at a live event over the weekend to attack Cora Jade, which is not like an in-ring wrestler return, but it's still something physical, and more importantly, I guess, sets up potentially a stand and deliver appearance WrestleMania weekend.
Hints at a future program, at least between the two. Yeah, and that's weird because, as Ross mentioned there, this is Julia, who we thought would be taking long. I assumed she'd be taking a longer time off.
Same.
Why? What's going on?
I've got no idea. Shall we pick up the phone and ask Chef Michaels?
Yeah, we've all got his contact information. I've just imagined that his ringtone's his own theme, obviously.
It probably would be,
Of course it would be, yeah. It's, I mean, fair play if she's better and everything. I hope she's not rushed back. But if Julia's made a speedy recovery, then good.
Yeah, apparently there was visa issues as well. But I think the main story doing the rounds when she dropped the title to Stephanie Vaquer was the injury.
Yes. And also it's obviously a very serious situation, but a positive step on injury news elsewhere, which is Chris Bay, who made an appearance at FSW's Benefit for Bay show, stepping inside a ring for the first time since his accident that caused him serious issues last year. He addressed the fans, giving love and thanks to the fans and the wrestlers before inviting his tag team partner Ace Austin to the ring. They had a hug. It was just a positive, wholesome moment.
Yeah, lovely moment. When they got in the ring. And obviously, Swerve Strickland was also at the show. He wasn't clear to compete because of that eardrum injury he suffered at the last AEW pay-per-view. But he said that when Chris Bay gets back into the ring eventually, he'd be there waiting for him. If you want to go and watch an inspiring hour and a bit of television or YouTubing, go and watch Chris Van Vliet's interview with Chris Bay, because my goodness me, the mindset Chris Bay has in that situation is more than admirable. Yeah. Inspirational, some might say.
He comes across really, really well in that. Fair play to him, and hopefully he manages to continue along his road to recovery. A WWE title match has been announced for tonight, Monday Night Raw.
Interesting one, because we all assumed, I assumed anyway, this was going to take place at WrestleMania itself, but it's going to be the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Bron Breakker versus Penta in a singles matchup.
Yes, this comes after a little stare down they had in the final segment of last week's Raw.
And more stare downs in the weeks prior.
And yeah, they've been sort of circling around each other while dealing with their own feuds. Penta with Ludwig Kaiser and Braun with Finn Balor. But now they're both out of the way. Yeah, I thought it would be a Mania one. Does this mean that maybe we're going to get a big multi-man one at Mania?
But try this on for size. I'm going to hedge my bets. I'm going to say Penta wins tonight, gets a big star-establishing moment.
Ooh.
We have then a multi-man ladder match or something like that, some kind of multi-man match, maybe even an Iron Survivor. Could you imagine that at WrestleMania? The best gimmick in wrestling.
Bit Barrett-esque there.
Iron Survivor. An Iron Survivor. Could you imagine this?
It would be great.
And then Dirty Dom Mysterio. Finn Balor's also involved, but Dirty Dom walks out WrestleMania with the IC title.
Chef Tweddles.
Oh,
look at that. Wow.
Let me cook, ladies.
Just the ladies.
Just the ladies. I saw a video Chef Michaels did last week, where he's like, let them cook, and it's all like the NXT ladies doing a little dance on their tickety tops.
I've not seen that one. I've seen him wearing Stephanie Vakir's devil horns on his cowboy hat, which is funny. It's good banter. Speaking of NXT, NXT's Carmen Petrovic is making her return to Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. She won her Bloodsport debut and will be back for next month's show in Las Vegas, competing alongside fellow WWE names Charlie Dempsey, Pete Dunne, Karrion Kross, and of course, Natalya.
Shoot fighters, one and all. I'm sure the Bloodsport crowd will be cock-a-hoop at the prospect of some shing-shing action on their shoot fighting event.
I watched one. God,
they get emotional on Carmen Petrovic getting there. I know it's the girl, her dream come true.
I watched one, I think it was last year's WrestleMania weekend, where it was Shayna Baszler versus like Masha Slamovich, I want to say. Someone not in WWE versus Shayna Baszler. And it was actually really, really good. Shayna felt like John Cena at ECW one night stand, like she got a load of heat. So maybe this dynamic will really work, or maybe there's now too many of them.
Oh, yeah. Potentially, yeah, because they've all got the different shoot aspect of fighting, haven't they?
Yeah.
Like Charlie Dempsey's the mat wrestling, Pete Dunne can do it all. Karrion Kross snaps baseball bats. Natalya, the deadliest sharpshooter we've ever seen.
Yes.
And now the shing-shing action, she can kick a horse and the horse will go down.
I reckon this sort of thing's actually really suited to Natalya. I think she'll do quite well.
Yeah, she will.
It's rolling around.
I'm sure she'll win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They'll all win, won't they? It's the WWE.
It's hard to tell. I saw Dolph Ziggler at one once, and he won with a zigzag.
Fighting.
But he like slammed it hard and then got on top and did so. Yeah, it was
those MMA punches.
Ground and pound. Yes. I was trying to think of a segue involving the term ground and pound. I'm not going to try that. Thank you very much for watching this news video. You got anything exciting?
No. Tier list went live yesterday with myself and Jack going through 91 finishes from the WWE's main rosters. Find out who is the best in the current day.
And that's all I can. We'll be back with more news hopefully later on if more news crops up.
If not, let's make a fun video.
If not, let's make a fun video.
Let's do like the best wrestling dick jokes or something, classic YouTube.
Look out for that later on.
Yes, something fun, let's do it.
And thank you once again for watching. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I've been Jack, this has been Ross, and we'll see you very soon.